Hello Vault Heads, this is the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain Keyforge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. Welcome to the latest episode of Captain's Commpod. Thank you for joining me again. I appreciate your company. We are back with another episode from our Is Dark Tidings Any Good At series, and on this episode we are going to look at Is Dark Tidings Any Good At Creature Destruction. Okay, so cards that just outright take a creature off the board. Damage cards are good, nothing against damage cards, but you know, Poison Wave is not going to take out Saurus Rex or Primus Unguis, you know what I mean? Whereas Hand of Dis, bye. So yeah, I value destroy cards. So there are 32 cards in Keyforge Dark Tidings that destroy creatures. The caveat to that, quite a few of them destroy your own. But we'll find out about that a bit later. So yeah, 32 cards that basically destroy your creature when you play them, reap with them, or action them. Okay, of those 32, 20 are new Dark Tidings cards. The other 12 are reprints. So yeah, like I say, 32 cards that either on play, action, reap, or whatever, remove a creature from the board, which can be quite useful. So we'll move on to house breakdown. The lowest house at doing this, Sanctum, 2 cards. Numquid the Fair, one of them, and the other one is the one where it's the neighbours. Can't remember which one it is, but yeah, Numquid the Fair is the best of them, definitely. The other one's not too bad, but if you see it, it's a lot easier to play around, whereas you can't really play around Numquid the Fair. Then we have Shadows. They have 3 cards that will destroy a creature in some way when you either play it, use it, action it, whatever. So again, not a bad number. You might want to see higher, but it could be worse. I mean, we've got no zeros, and I'm sure every other video of these I've done, there's at least been one else that's been a 0. Okay, so the next one, they are both 4. Okay, so both Logos and Star Alliance have 4 cards that destroy creatures. I mean, the Logos ones are probably trickier because one of the Logos ones, for starters, is Groundbreaking Discovery, which is part of that combo piece. So obviously, you know, you have to have 3 other cards in play for that to work. Also as well, one of the Logos ones, when you play it and destroy every creature, you both get a card for every creature destroyed, which is good for you, but not so good that your opponent's getting one. And you know, the opponent getting one, if you use it as a board wipe, can turn the game. So it's nice for Logos to have 4, but the Star Alliance ones, like picking 1 creature from each house in play and then destroying the rest, I think potentially the Star Alliance ones are a smidge better. But again, 4 is a good number. Then we have the Saurians, who have 5 cards that destroy creatures. Some of them are multiple, some of them are singular, some of them are caveated. There's one that I think, like these Dino You Didn't, destroy a creature with amber on it. Equally, there's the one that destroys every creature with power lower than a specific number. I think it was 4 if I remember rightly, but yeah, they have got 5. And then we move on to the top of the tree, Joint, top of the tree. Unfathomable have 7 cards that destroy creatures, and Untamed have 7 cards that destroy creatures. Although, as I mentioned earlier, some of those 32 destroy your own. Of those 7 Untamed cards that destroy creatures, only 2 of them are ever going to do your opponent's. The other 5 are only ever going to do yours, such as the Evil Twin Witch of the Dawn that will kill yours, Waste Not that will kill yours. Yeah, so certainly unfathomable in this set are best at destroying your opponent's creatures. Yeah, Untamed have got 7 cards. But yeah, they're mainly going to do their own. You'll normally get something from it, but they'll do their own. So we'll now look at the cards that destroy creatures by set and see which set comes out with the least, which set comes out with the most. You know, feel free to start making your bets now, and maybe pause it and write them down if you want to see if you get them right or not. So bottom, Call of the Archons. When I went through them, I got 31 cards that destroyed a creature, either with a passive ability, an action ability, a play ability, whatever. 31 cards within that set that will destroy a creature. So yeah, the least. I wouldn't have probably expected that to be the case. If you'd asked me before I started what I thought, I don't think I'd have said that one, but that's the case. Then in fourth, we've got Dark Tidings with the 32 that I've told you about. One more than the Call of the Archons. Is it? What I didn't check in Call of the Archons was how many of those 31 destroyed friendlies and not opponents. Because it may well be that Call of the Archons is considerably better actually at destroying your opponent's creatures than Dark Tidings. But there we go. So then we've got in joint second both Age of Ascension and Mass Mutation with 33 cards in each set that in some way, shape or form can destroy a creature. Now, I will say this, while I haven't mentioned this yet so far, I didn't look at Purge. So, Oubliette's not in here, it says Purge your creature. Anything that said Purge is not, because it's not Destroy. Tantamount's the same thing, but I didn't count it, because it's a different thing. So, yeah, Age of Ascension and Mass Mutation, in number anyway, the number of cards, I've got a bigger number than Dark Tidings and a bigger number than Call of the Archons. So obviously you know which one's coming next. Top of the shop, Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide, when I counted, had 40 cards that destroyed a creature in some way, shape or form. That's quite a bit more than the rest. I mean, 31, 32, 33 and 33, well, those are remarkably similar numbers. That's not a lot of difference between sets. And again, a good indication of no power creep. 40 for Worlds Collide, that is a big number. So yeah, Worlds Collide could well be the best at destroying creatures. So what we'll do next is we will look at the cards in Dark Tidings by their rarity, like we normally do. So it's the cards that destroy a creature, and we'll see what rarity of cards we've got. Okay, so the lowest rarity is 2 cards, and there are 2 evil twins that destroy creatures, either by playing or reaping. One of those is an Untamed that will kill yours and not your opponent's, ever. So please bear that in mind. But yeah, 2 of the evil twin cards destroy creatures. I mean, obviously, you're going to see those less than everything else. Then we have got, in fourth, we've got fixed rarity. There are 3 fixed rarity cards that destroy creatures. I mean, one of them is Groundbreaking Discovery. You know, one of them is, but there are 3 that do that. So yeah, 3 fixed. Not a massive number again, but again, probably a good thing, because you want to see these at, say, maybe common, which is next, because there are 5 cards at common. So in third place is common. There are 5 common cards that destroy a creature when you either play them or use them. Okay, now out of 32, 5 of them being common, that's not a massive number, to be fair. possibly maybe would have liked to have seen that be a bigger number if I was going to say yes, it's very good at this. And then we'll go on to joint first. So there are 11 rares and there are also 11 uncommons. So the 11 uncommons is not too bad. The 11 rares, so out of 32, we've got 5 at common and 11 at uncommon. The rest you're not going to see that much. You know, 2 evil twins, 3 fixed, and 11 rares. That's quite a lot that, I mean, yeah, you'll see them, but you're certainly not going to see them as much as you are common cards, and as much as you're going to see things like Infernus or, you know, I mean, I know that's not a destruction card, but, you know, they're cards you're not going to see as often as the other stuff. So I possibly would have liked the common to have been a bit higher, but that's the rarity breakdown. So there are 10 cards that say destroy each creature and then either have a caveat. So destroy each creature with power less than this, destroy each creature with an amber on it, for instance, or destroy each creature with this trait, or destroy each creature of this power level. Killigog's Trench artifact, destroy each creature with power 1, and then it gains 1 power every turn, then it destroys each creature power 2, each creature power 3. So I mean, that's quite a good number, because you could argue then there are 10 board wipes. Destroying each creature is arguably a board wipe, so that's a good thing. And then, yeah, as I said, Untamed is not good at destroying your opponent's creatures. Out of all those cards it had, only 2 of them will deal with your opponent's creatures. And I say deal with, I mean deal with loosely, because those 2 cards are Kangaphant, which has a passive ability that says each creature gains destroy this creature. So again, you can't target anything with that. It's more of a nuisance card. I mean, you could argue that might even fit better in Dis. I mean, there's a Dis card that does that, that does the exact same thing. So yeah, that's one of the 2. You can't target anything with it. It'll sit there and it'll just make it difficult for your opponent to choose what to do. Possibly stop them from reaping occasionally. And then the next one is Fangtooth Cavern. So it's the artifact, and at the end of your turn, destroy the least powerful creature. Now you can pick, so obviously if your opponent has the least powerful creature, great stuff. If you and your opponent share a creature in play with the least power, you can pick your opponents. So you might actually be able to get an opponent's creature off the board with Fangtooth Cavern. But again, it's hardly a specific destroy one of your opponent's creatures card. It's not bad. Certainly I've nothing against it, and I've seen it put some really good work in some decks, but yeah, you know, you'd like it to be a little bit more specific. So do I think that Dark Tidings is good at destroying creatures? I'm not going to say no, but equally I'm not going to say yes either. I'm going to say it's okay. The reason why I'm saying it's okay, of the 5 sets, 3 of them have got more cards that do it than Dark Tidings. 3 out of the 5. Also as well, 5 were common, 11 were uncommon. So half of them were either rares, fixed, or evil twins. So half of them you're not going to see very often. So for me, it's okay. Could have been worse, but it could have been better. So as ever, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Love to hear why if you disagree. Always happy to hear that. Do you think I've got my numbers wrong? I mean, feel free to go away and have a look. Do you think I should have included Purge? Love to hear it. We have Twitter, we have Facebook, email. So love to hear from you. You can support me on Patreon as well. But as ever, thank you for joining me. Thank you for staying to the end of another Captain's Commpod. I do appreciate it. And may the forge be with you.